in short, why you and I, we have to rid ourselves from this thing, because it's tantamount to that which shaitan has. It's that thing which shaitan wants to ensnare us with, trap us with, take us away from our iman with. This is why it's dangerous. What is that thing that shaitan had which made him mardud in the court of Allah? It was that very same thing of pride. Because what he thought was, hold on a second, Ya Allah, you've created me from fire, but you created him from mud. What caused him to disobey Allah? He became mardud because he rejected Allah's hukum. Hai ke nahi? Why did shaitan become mardud? Because Allah ne kaha sajda karo, he didn't do sajda. But what caused him not to want to make sajda? What was that sifat and that quality? Unhelpful, bad quality. Pride. Because he thought, who's he? Who's he? Having this attitude can really cause harm for an individual throughout their life in a number of ways. A number of ways. Because a person becomes arrogant to the truth, a person becomes closed to anything of khair, a person starts thinking that they're better than other individuals, and all these things are tantamount to illness and harm and issues which will create for a person in their spirituality and their deendari. That's why we have to constantly check ourselves again and again and make sure that we don't become a victim of this way of thinking. Some of the things, for example, right, some of the causes of takabbur, basically education is one of them. A person who has a certain type of education, he may look at others as jahil. Jahil pendu log hai yaar, what do they know? Pendu log hain yaar sare. Asan taaleem yafta log, we educate people, that mentality. And unfortunately, when you got two types of knowledge, ilmun nafi', beneficial knowledge, and ilmun which is not beneficial. That knowledge which shows you who your Allah is, who shows you who Rasulullah is, proper knowledge where you should never become proud over people. You should never have arrogance over people, because the whole basis of the education is to bring humility within oneself. Okay? But another cause for takabbur is that religious service. I've noticed this as well, and may Allah forgive me for being so straightforward and blunt, right? But it's a very big issue amongst our communities that people who have certain positions within our society, if it's a masjid chairman, a masjid secretary, a khazanchi, a treasurer, mashallah, slowly they start off with this, we want to serve the people and we want to do good, and before we know it, mashallah, Hazrat's demanding a first place behind the saf of the imam, because now I'm the guy who's running the place. So with religious service comes takabbur, and I will not be shy to say, unfortunately, this is ulama have this as well. Maulviyon ke andar bahut hai bhai. Don't be fooled, because one Maulvi ko hazam nahi hota ki why has he got this much respect? Why haven't I got that respect? This is and then we start saying, nahi, this Maulvi, this is Wabi Maulvi, this is this Maulvi, this, because we can't stand to tolerate someone's halqa getting bigger and bigger, so we start causing these fitna and fasad. If you look at the jar, why they're doing that, often it's hasad, envy, jealousy, takabbur, all these things. You see, so that's why. How it affects religious, no different as well. Another thing, subhanAllah, ancestry. These are all things. Someone thinks, well, I'm who I am, brother. My family, mashallah, we're Khan family, we're Chaudhries, mashallah, we're from this family, we're from this side of town, we're this type of people, we can't marry into your low caste of people. Who decided which caste is better than what? Who decided this? We were once a nation of people, and some colonialists come and divided up our countries and said, right, that's for this country, that's for that country, that's going to be your flag, that's going to be your flag, that's going to be your way of life, that's going to be your currency. And we fell into the trap. Muslims never thought like this. Muslims never thought along the lines of Indian and Bengali and Sri Lankan and Karachi and Sylhet and Algeria, Morocco. This was non-existent in the Ummah. Non-existent. But when this kicks in, qasam by Allah, this can make takabbur as well, because we think we're better than other people. So this is another issue which can cause. Another issue on top of that as well is beauty. Someone's attractive, someone's good looking, they may feel better than other people. Now, how the hal, solution, if a person feeling that they've got takabbur through their education, when they should always constantly think to themselves, how did I acquire this knowledge? Who gave me my brain? Rozana, every day a person should sit down and think to themselves, if they're a victim of this. Because it starts small, and then it starts taking over a person's life, and then it gets to a stage where a person, what are the ultimate harms? Because a person locks off to the truth. Because of takabbur, you don't listen to anything. People say, no, I'm not listening to that. They close off from anything of haqq. And that's what happens. Everything falls on deaf ears. Even qala Allah, qala Rasul. Even what Allah said and what the Prophet ﷺ said. People say, no, I'm not accepting that. It doesn't make sense. It sounds backwards to me. This all comes from takabbur, because if I think that I'm not knowledgeable, how am I supposed to understand? If you have that humble mentality that anything which gets put forward, you take it and say, inshallah, I will try my best. But if we think we're more better than that, we're more knowledgeable, we act with arrogance, you can see where this is ending up.
عاش القلب إخلاصا وصرت تحوم كالطير